Good morning, people. One love. Well, I just wanted to record my thoughts as I embark on a new journey. I will be posting my experience, um, but just stay tuned. But what I wanted to do right now, just briefly, is just be really honest about what I'm feeling as I move in love to embody an amazing woman who was simply acting out of love as a mother. Being a mother of 5 children, I can say that there is simply a strong intuition and a strong passion for not just my children, but so many more children. So I can understand how this woman was able to draw upon every nerve, every just ounce of strength that she could muster, every scripture. I really do understand that. We've been taught that when someone loses a child, that's something that you would never understand. And I want us to try to imagine, which it would be really hard to do. So therefore, I'm as I make my rounds from city to city, I'm challenging people to imagine the unimaginable and let it start with us mothers who can definitely say we know what pain feels like to bring a child into the world. So if we know that pain, we definitely can have a bit of understanding, just a small bit of understanding of how it might feel to lose a child. And we would know why we want to work really hard to prevent our children from being lost. So if we don't necessarily know what it's like to lose a child, we know what it feels like to not want to lose a child. We know what it feels like to birth a child and to put so much energy, so much love, so much patience, so much into making sure that our children are safe, that we don't want to jeopardize. We don't want to do that. We don't want to experience the loss of a child. That is what I'm calling all mothers that will probably hear um, my production, that would probably hear my interpretation of this mother's story. So I'm urging all to hear, to understand, to reflect upon your own experience of not wanting to lose a child. We do not have to wait until our child is gone to know that we have so much invested in that child. The same way you don't want to lose your house, you don't want to be homeless, the same way you don't want to lose a car when you need to get to work, you don't want to lose a child. That's what I'm asking you to draw upon. If you come upon this story that God has put in my spirit to interpret for a mother who was moved from pain to passion to purpose. And that mother is none other but Mamie Till. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I booked my very first tour date. Well, the date is being finalized, but it will be in Berea College in Berea, Kentucky, where I graduated, where I was blessed to take my 4-month-old baby. So I just welcome you guys to just come along with me on the journey as I do my best to help mothers heal and help youth understand their power to love and not to perpetuate the cycle of violence and trauma that is causing the pain in so many mothers, which then spills out onto the children and cause the pain of so many children that grow up in pain, to be hurt, and to be traumatized mothers and children. So it's going to start with us. So I have been given the gift to be able to interpret and relay the message of love, and that's what I'm doing. So before I go, I want to reflect on where I want to just give a shout out to one of the people that first taught me love. I believe that if we're ever to change the existing state of our youth, where there is nothing but lovelessness, where we are currently experiencing the lack of love and the actions thereof, there was one woman in particular that modeled that love to me. And it was always unspoken. It was always in her actions. And that was my Grandma Queenie. We celebrated her birthday on yesterday, and I didn't get to reflect on her, on this amazing woman of God who wrote a book that will be published by me soon enough, long overdue. But that woman was my Grandma Queenie, and she was considered herself and prided herself on becoming the woman of God that she felt she was destined to be. Her book is called My Life I Owe to the Glory of God. And all I know is that she walked on water. That's what I've seen. That's what I've heard. And I saw her loving people. I can't count the number of people that stayed in her house that was not family members. I don't know how many times she had us in the church, cleaning the church and feeding the church. I don't know how many times she performed a just act of service, just to her grandchildren alone, but to people in the church and people in the community. I remember Mr. Fundren, the substitute teacher who was made fun of because he was gay, but I remember him being in Grandma's car in the trunk getting the wig that she gave him, this unconditional love that my Grandma Queenie just did, just showed. I remember that. I just remember that woman of faith that embodied love like all, not separated the love. But even when I read her book, this woman who simply thanked other women for their love because she was searching for love. Yet, like the last dragon, it was already in her. I remember asking my auntie if she could write the foreword to the book that Grandma wrote that I didn't read until 25. Well, probably was 25 years later when I read this book that I helped to initiate the typing duties for. And I just remember Auntie saying she can't write the foreword because she didn't know that grandmother. Well, by the time Grandma was a grandma, she slowed down in her ways and gave her life to Christ. And that's when I was around. So I knew that grandmother. I knew that grandmother that just walked on water. So I'm grateful for Grandma Queenie. And I bring her with me today as I share the story of Mamie and Emmett Till in my mother and son tribute, our mother and son tribute. And I'm grateful for my amazing young son, my amazing King Dynamic Ray. So that's it. Hopefully you will see me at a city near you. And if you are watching this and you think that it would be amazing to bring a mother and son duo to your town to share at your Black History event, please inbox me, call me. My website is dropping soon, but you can find me on Facebook. I Love is the Answer Community Showcase, Divine Urban Expressions, Culture, Arts, and Dance, Felicia Uzi, the community coming together, citywide concert celebration. So you will find me. So if you really feel that we have a message that we can share, we are moving our community in love, our country in love, while we teach love to children so that they may learn, observe, visualize, and express love for themselves, love for their creative abilities and the divine power within, and love for others. It's the only way. Love is the answer. Have a blessed day. One love.